we just, whatever's good for the song is the most important thing.
No, I mean, this is the happiest I've ever been in any band, you know.
Yeah.
But musically, it's definitely a joint effort with the five of us.
I think I feel valued in that way. I don't feel like as though I'm just something that's brought in to fill a gap.
If you have one line that people understand in a song, and even if it means something different to everyone else, then I think you're onto a winner.
You know what people are like. They know what I'm like, I know what they're like, so, you know, there's no sort of, nothing to be surprised about anymore.
Yeah. Which is now, it's a good shared vibe and it's a good band. It's a band.
We're all about getting the right thing for the music. That's sort of the most important thing. There's no real egos, to be honest. But what's happening lately now, more dynamic since Wes has joined, is more like I'll come up with a bass line and maybe a melody idea, and then we'll come in and we'll work around that. Or like Ed will come up in with a riff, and basically, yeah, we'll work on that really.
It'll start with music, always, pretty much.
Yeah.
Very rarely I'll have lyrics. Lyrics are like the last thing. In fact, it's quite a bugbear to do lyrical content. I like it, and I like you know, when you finally got something you're quite happy with. But I feel like that's my weak point. You know what I mean? For some reason, even though then some people like, you know, Andy, will comment and say, you know, that's the best lyrics we've bloody got in the band. You know what I mean? But to me, that's quite, you know, it's a compliment.
It's weird because they all serve a purpose really. I think the best written song is probably Let the Right One In. It's got a better structure to it, and that was probably because Wes brought it as a whole song to rehearsal.
It was a big change, and it wasn't necessarily about feeling threatened, but the songwriting was, I think it needed to go in a different direction anyway, and Wes provided that for me, and his voice provided something towards the songs that I liked.
Lyrically, I guess, I mean, Wes has really come on with his lyrics, so, you know, he used to be kind of, listen to him and you just think, I'm not sure what that means, but now, I mean, he's so I suppose since he's joined the band I've been able to read them properly and that kind of thing, so I know now, and that song for me, lyrically, is brilliant.
Just saying our love besides the songs, it's easier to compromise and wrong, and I don't need the hand of God to know.
I mean, Andy and Wes tend to be sort of the main structure probably because they're sort of only doing the rhythm and having the vocal lines, and Wes doing, you know, making up vocal lines. He tends to sort of work off them two more than anything, but I'll chip in every now and then when I have a little bit of a brainwave.
Now, I just feel like, you know, I don't know, if someone brings a song to rehearsal, you can kind of see how it's going to turn out in a way, because we know what vibe everyone's going to put to it and what we want from the song. So I'd say now is the best time for kind of like my particular taste. You're right, you know, I can bring a song to practice and we'll work on it, and it comes out probably 10 times better than I thought it would.
But Andy does the most because he's on the internet every night, he's changing the internet all the time.
Yeah, I kind of know what I want a lot of the time, more than other people maybe. But I guess it's also to do with the fact that I organise the gigs and I do all that, so they kind of naturally kind of listen to my opinion a bit more maybe, I don't know.
But you've got to think about what's best for the band, and in terms of Andy's voice, it's for choruses especially, it's a big voice, it's a bold voice, you know what I mean? So it gives it that impact. So you've got to think overall terms of what's best for the band.
One of the main songs on the EP is called Cardiac, so it's like based around the whole kind of coming from the heart kind of thing. And
But no, it's sounding really fat, which is the reason why we got the keyboard player. Because the last recordings, they've sounded good, but they haven't been big enough. I think with the keys in the mix now, we've got 3 songs this time which are pretty much sort of, you can pick which would be the best one.
But there's so much more layering now, you know what I mean? So you can open it up to having a keyboard player that just adds synths and, you know, extra sounds that you think, man, there's so many possibilities with what we've got now. It's immense.
cardiac. The main riff of that is driven by the keyboard. It sounds like the guitar. So I'm finding now that I'm starting to have more of an active role, drive the songs.
She does. I think, like, yeah, definitely Helen's got like a good. I think she's got a good view on kind of how songs go, and it's a new experience for her, sort of being in a band, you know, and what she has in mind, and you know, she might have some ideas towards composition and sort of parts that she wants to do. So it's a big experience for her, and she's sort of grown. I think she's grown over the last number of months that she's been with us as well. You know, it's been a big experience for her and her approach to it, whereas initially she might have been more perhaps timid, and then now she's sort of coming into her own more and getting ideas. Like, we're doing sort of production stuff now, and she's getting some ideas for sounds, and she's got these ideas in her head that she wants to translate towards the music, you know. So
because the songs were already written as a 4-piece, getting Helen to put something over the top that didn't already clash with what Ed was doing and what Wes was doing was kind of hard. But the 3 songs we've got now are pretty much sort of where Helen sort of stepped in and we wrote it together.
Yeah, they treat me like one of the guys now, which isn't always a good thing.
the drums are, you know, an essential backbone sort of making the sound.
But I also think, I mean, Neil's drums as well, that sort of booming tribal kind of driving as well. So I think everybody's got that.
He's absolutely solid, you know, he doesn't try and do things over fancy, he's just completely solid, and he knows exactly what to put to every song. That's the thing, that's the main thing. I've struggled with drummers before who maybe are technically, you know, amazing, but they just don't seem to be able to figure out what to put to music. It's all about dynamics basically, and being able to know what feeling it has, because you know, the drummer has just as much input on the feeling of the song as everyone else, and I think a lot of people overlook that. They just turn up and whack their drums and go home, and Neil's different to that. He really feels it, and you can tell because he sings the lyrics as he's playing and that kind of thing, and it really does. You turn around and like he's giving it some welly, and you just cheers you up, you know. He's probably the only person with a proper signature sound, and that's what he brings, in my opinion.
I take everything on board really, because it's just like you can take all these ideas down, you can take them all, and then you can come to either, you know, a decision that you reach as a group or something that I might reach as an individual. You know, I have a sound in my mind and what I want to do, you know, sort of to contribute towards the song. So I think when it comes to ideas, just take everything on and then work through it, and you know, that's how I do. That's how I go.
Ed, he can be kind of one part frustrating and one part genius. He's a bit younger than the rest of us, I suppose. He can get a bit annoying sometimes, and you just have to find a way to work with him. But he's, in my opinion, the most talented person in the band, because I think he's just an absolute natural at it, and the stuff he puts to our music just gives it that extra polish. I think without him, he's basically, I think he's kind of created that sound in a way.
If someone says to me, you know, I like your sound, then that's a big compliment, you know. Whether or not I define the sound, I don't know. I've on this big quest to have this particular tone and a particular sound in my head. I have, you know, sounds in my head, and I wonder which way they're going to go, and then sort of to project that image really and that sort of sounds and tone into the songwriting. That's my pursuit.